Okay, so I wanted to drop in real quick and make a video about something that I personally have experienced in the past couple of weeks, and I'm sure that some of you guys have experienced it also. So I was kind of hoping to get a little feedback from you guys on how you handle this particular situation. So to give a little background, I have a sister. She graduated this year, and naturally, as is the custom, we had a graduation party for her. And I knew this was going to be a problem, but I guess it wasn't very conscious, like, in my mind until the actual party occurred. I'm the type that I have a really hard time around the holidays, and I know there's a lot of people out there that have that problem as far as my problem particularly is buffet style foods. It is so difficult to deal with. And is one of the most stressful things in the entire world is just having food all laid out, come serve yourself at whim, and the food's going to be there and being replaced for 2 to 3 hours or more. And graduation parties tend to be set up in the same way, and my sister's was. And it's funny because, I was so busy setting up for this party that I didn't even think really about how's this food gonna affect me until, like, the food was out and I just got so anxious and, like, so upset and so depressed, and, like, it took me a while to figure out why, and it was that all this food is sitting there and I'm gonna have to be here for hours and hours and hours, and the food was served from like 2 to 7 or something ridiculous like that. And I ended up leaving. I was a Grumposaurus Rex for anybody who was there with me, because I was just so by like all the food. And I have this problem with holidays, and that's been something that's problematic to me as well. Because I've never not gone to a holiday. I always go and I always suffer the consequences. I'll be doing really good and a holiday will come, and going to a holiday function where the food is out like that, it's just a recipe for disaster for me. And it is something that will throw off my recovery, sometimes for weeks or months. So it is a serious roadblock for me. So I guess what I was wondering from you guys who might have dealt with the same things is, what do you guys do about that? Do you just sometimes just not go? I for one have not gone to any other graduation parties this year, and I don't plan to. Holidays are a little bit different in that it's a little bit different to tell your grandma, no, grandma, I'm not going to come for Christmas dinner, or, you know, that sort of thing. So I was just sort of wondering, is that something that anybody does, is just completely bypass the holiday? I've always been kind of the school of thought that I didn't want to totally avoid it. I wanted to always learn how to control myself, how to deal with it, how to make it work, because I never wanted to join any program that simply told me just stay away from this type of food setting, because I always just wanted to think that I could control it if I tried and if I figured out how I could. And the older I'm getting, and the more that I've experienced this sort of thing, the more I'm just thinking I can't go. Like, tomorrow is Father's Day, and my whole family, extended and whatnot, they're going to a Chinese buffet, and if I win, I mean, I can kiss the next 3 months goodbye, because, with me, I mean, there's no way I would be able to go to Chinese buffet and just have one plate and then be like, oh, okay, I'm done. It would be, I swear, like, the next 3 months would be one continuous, like, food buffet for me. So, kind of looking to maybe get some feedback as far as, You know, have any of you had the same problem, and if so, you know, how have you dealt with it? Have you just, you know, talked to the people and explained, like, that you need to be there at a time when there's not food? Or have you come up with any compromises, or do you just avoid, or do you go and suffer the consequences, I guess? I was kind of interested to see what other people did about that, so I guess that's the question that I'm gonna pose to you guys, and I hope everybody is going to have a pleasant Father's Day. Like I said, I'm not going to Chinese buffet, but you know, I don't know. We'll see. I know cake is always an issue. I know, like, I know for me, May, May is my birthday month, and everybody seems to have their birthday in May in my life, and so it's just like cake after cake after cake. So, like, I guess that's another thing too, like, is that anything anyone else experiences where there's a lot of holidays or social events involving food in one month, and how does that affect your recovery or your attempt at recovery? And again, is it something, you know, that needs avoidance for you? I'd be especially interested to hear from people who at one point had to avoid and now have integrated into a position where, like, they can integrate food into it a little bit, but they might, you know, I'm not sure. I know, like, I have a cousin who she would bring her own food, like, pre-packaged, like, weighed out, this much of this food group, this much of this food group, and she'd bring it with her and she'd eat it completely separate. You know, she wouldn't even come near our food, but, you know, she was still there, she was still eating, she was just doing her own thing. So, yep, I can't think of anything else. That was one thing I've been meaning to make a video, because I've been really interested to see if anybody else had that same sort of struggle. So I guess that's it. I'd be really interested to get some feedback on that, and gotta free up some time. Been kind of like catching up on, like I said, watching other videos and stuff, and catching up on all of you guys. So look forward to continuing doing that, and I hope you all have a great Father's Day, and I will probably talk to you sooner than later.